Hello everyone. This video will be specially for the candidate, those who are preparing for NDA, CDS, CAPF, ACC and rest of the government examination, or even if you are preparing for SSB interview, this will be very helpful for you because geography is a subject which is very basic and very interesting and the most easiest compared to the rest of the static subject. Here in this video, we are going to discuss about the countries and capital, what are the special thing and how in exam this particular country is asked. That is how we are going to focus on. So let us begin with the slides here. Friends, this will be a very interesting slide. Please do keep in mind if you are having a notebook and you are having a notes or something like that, you can make a note on it. Friends, so here you have a continent that is North America. Here you have a continent that is South America. Here you have a continent that is Africa. Here you have a continent that is Asia. And then here you have a continent that is Europe. And then you have Oceania, that is Australia and New Zealand and rest of here countries. Fine. So to begin with, if you see here, here there is a North America, right? Here in this North America, you can see the major countries are Canada, United States of America, and then you have Mexico, and then you have a lot of small island nations, that is Cuba and the rest of the nation. We'll see one by one in detail. Okay, we'll see both the political also and physical also. If you have not joined our WhatsApp group, you can just message us on 7598486430. Otherwise, you can click the link in the description box so you can join on our WhatsApp group. Okay, coming to this, there is South America here. You can see the countries like Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil, Bolivia, Chile, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela. Then you have countries like Suriname, French Guiana, etc. Then you have Panama country here, like that. Okay, so these are all the countries in South America. If you see in Asia, Asia is the largest continent in the world. You have countries like Russia, Mongolia, China, Korea, South Korea, Japan. Then you have countries like Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Laos, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, Philippines, Indonesia. Okay, then you have India, Sri Lanka, then you have Maldives here, then you have Pakistan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan. Then you have these are all this Middle East. Okay, these are all the Middle East. I can talk about like Uzbekistan, Georgia, then Armenia, Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. Okay, then Yemen, Oman, Qatar. Okay, these are all the Turkey is also very important. Okay, and Turkey is very important from our ancient point of view also. So these are all the countries in Asia. There are a lot of other countries also. We'll do one by one. Okay, coming to this Europe, you have countries like Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Poland, Germany, France, Spain, England. Okay, then you have Ukraine. Okay, all these countries are there in Europe. There are a lot of other countries also like Spain and Portugal. Next, if you come down south here, that is Africa continent is here. Very interesting continent, that is Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Sudan, Chad, Niger, Mali, Mauritius, Mauritania, Senegal, then you have Sierra Leone, then you have Nigeria, you have Niger, Burkina Faso, Congo, Central African Republic, South Sudan, then you have Ethiopia, you have Somalia, Kenya, Uganda, Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, Madagascar, Tanzania. Okay, and these are all the countries here in African continent. Coming to this Oceania, you have Australia country and you have New Zealand a country. Okay, and these two are very important from Australia and it is very easy to remember. Now, what are the question asked in your exams? Suppose if you are a candidate preparing for ACC examination, they will ask you which country is called as land of thousand lakes. Which country is called as the land of thousand lakes? Answer is Finland. So this country is called as land of thousand lakes. Okay, then sometimes they'll ask you which country is having white elephant or the land of elephants. So answer is Thailand here in Asia. Now, if you are a candidate trying for AFCAT examination or INET examination, they will ask you a question in written examination like what is the capital of this Vietnam? What is the capital of Cambodia? What is the capital of Thailand? Okay, in this way, they are going to ask the countries and capital that we'll see one by one. Okay. Going to the next, this is called as the political map. Political map, we are just going to see where are the countries location, okay, where they are located. So this is called as a political map. Next we'll go and check the physical map. This is very, very important. Coming to again the North America, here you have a mountain that is Rockies Mountain. Okay, Rocky Mountain is one of the oldest mountain in the world. Rocky Mountain. Then you have here one more mountain called as Appalachians Mountain. Okay, then Laurentian Plateau and all those things. And here you have Sierra Mandel. Okay, and this here you have in geography you have studied. There are two types of plates. Okay, like diverging plates. One is called as diverging plate, and another is called as converging plate. Okay, so converging plate and diverging plate. So here there is a plate which is going to converge. Okay, and it is here there is, you know, always a threat of earthquake and all. So here these are something important. As I told you in the previous slide, I told you here we have Canada, then here you have America, and here you have Mexico. And this thing which you can see, Gulf of Mexico, this gulf is the largest gulf in the world. If I ask you a question, for example, if ACC is, you are writing an ACC or AFCAT or INET or something like that, or CDS or even NDA, if I ask you which is the largest gulf in the world, answer is Gulf of Mexico. Okay, then here you have a small landmass connecting the North America and South America, that is Isthmus of Panama. Here you have a canal called as Panama Canal, and here you have a canal. Suppose if you see here between Africa and this Asia, here there is a sea called as Mediterranean Sea, and between Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea there is a canal, and this canal is called as Suez Canal. So this is very, very important, and these questions are asked in CDS and NDA examination. Okay, CDS and NDA and rest of the government examinations. Okay, coming back to the South America, Andes mountain here. Suppose if I draw this South America here like this, what happens? This Andes mountains are here, and here there is a desert called as Atacama Desert. Okay, here you can see here this desert is called as Atacama Desert, and this Atacama Desert is the driest part of the world. This Atacama Desert is the driest part of the world. So this you have to keep in mind. And here in South America, you have some important rivers, that is Paraguay, then you have Uruguay, okay, all those things. And here the other deserts are, here Atacama deserts I told you, here you have Patagonian desert. Okay, important rivers are Paraguay and Uruguay, and then important grasslands. Okay, important grasslands. And what are those important grasslands? Prairies and pampas. Okay, here you can see these pampas, then you have prairies, then you have llanos. Okay, all these grasslands are here in South America. Okay, here you have a river, that is Amazon River. After River Nile, here you can see this Amazon River, the largest river in the world. Okay, coming to this Africa, here you have a mountain called as Atlas Mountain, and this part, this yellow part, is called as Sahara Desert. The largest desert in the world is Sahara Desert, and here you have other deserts also, Kalahari deserts and the rest of the deserts here. Here you have a lake called as Lake Chad, and there this one more lake is there, Lake Victoria. From Lake Victoria, here you can see a river going in this direction, and it enters the Mediterranean Sea. And this river is called as River Nile, and River Nile is the longest river in the world. And now here you have a country, that is Egypt, and Egypt is called as the gift of Nile. Okay, so this is how you have to keep in mind all the rivers. Next, you have, as I told you, this Namibia desert like that. Here, when it comes to grassland, here you have a grassland called as veld in South Africa, that you have to keep in mind. It is not there in this map, but it is asked in examinations like NDA and CDS. Okay, NDA and CDS. Now, here this island is called as Madagascar. Okay, this island is called as Madagascar. This is one of the biological hotspots. Okay, biological hotspot. In biodiversity chapter, in environmental chapter, you have something called as hotspot. This Madagascar is called as a hotspot. And in India, we have two hotspots, that is Western Ghats. Hotspots in India. Okay, hotspots in India. The first hotspot is Western Ghats, and the second hotspot is Eastern Himalayas. Western Ghats and Eastern Himalayas. These two things you have to keep in mind. Okay, as I told you, this is Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea. The thing which connects here, it is called as Suez Canal. Coming to this Europe, you have a mountain called as Alps. Okay, and here you have a sea, that is Black Sea. Then here you have a sea, that is Caspian Sea. It is also considered as the longest or the largest lake in the world. Now, a very, very important thing here, you can see Ural Mountains. This Ural Mountain is separating Asia and Europe. Okay, this Ural mountain is separating Asia and Europe. This you have to keep by heart in mind. Okay, and now coming to Asia, you very well know here you have RLC. If you see the satellite image of RLC today, it is shrinking in a rapid way due to this global warming. And important Himalaya mountains like Himalayas and Tiran Shan are there in Asia only. So this Himalayas, if I talk about important mountains in North America, it is Rockies. In South America, it is Andes. In Africa, it is Atlas. In Asia, it is Ural Mountains, then Himalayas, and then you have Tiran Shan, Kunlun Shan, and that way. Okay, so here you can see Himalayas. The largest, the highest plateau is called as a plateau of Tibet here. Then here you have Gobi Desert and all. Then you have important lakes, and this is China. Then you have Mongolia here, Uzbekistan, Russia, and all those countries here. Then important rivers are Ob, Volga, and all these rivers here in Russia. Okay, coming to this bottom part, here you have Indian Ocean, then here you have Pacific Ocean on both the side, and then here you have Atlantic Ocean. Okay, this Atlantic Ocean, this is the Atlantic Ocean, and then here you have Arctic in the North Pole, and here you have Antarctic in the South Pole. Okay, now if you see this Japan, there is a country here, Japan, near China. Okay, so here there is a country like Japan, and here there are four important islands, and these four important islands together makes us a Japan country, like Hokkaido, Hokkaido. Okay, like Honshu, in this kind of islands are there in Japan. Okay, so here there is a sea called as South China Sea. So this is one of the bone of contention between the subcontinent of Asian countries. Here you have countries like Cambodia, okay, Vietnam, all these countries. And here what happens, here there is a sea called as South China Sea, and this South China Sea is a dispute. Okay, it's a dispute. Here there is there is one like a island, a small island, Spratly Island. The island name is Spratly Island, and China is claiming this territory. There is nine dotted line. So this kind of questions are asked in SSB. Okay, this kind of questions are asked in SSB. That's the reason why you need to know this world map completely in detail. Okay, so what happens in South China Sea, that will make a special video. But right now you just see the location is South China Sea here. Then you see of Japan. Okay, and then here this is Bering Sea connecting this North America and Asia and all those things. These are all the basic things. Okay, so this is called as a physical map. The Indian map, we'll see it in detail again in the upcoming slides. Okay, so let us go and understand what is Asia is all about, the countries and capital. If you are writing an exam that is AFCAT or INET or ACC examination, definitely there will be direct questions on what is the capital of some countries from Asia. If you are writing an examination like NDA and CDS, they will be asking a question like, suppose 23.5 degree north, that is Tropic of Cancer, passes through how many countries? Or 23.5 degrees south passes through how many countries? So that is how the questions will be asked. Looking here with this map, if you take Asia, here you know this is India. Delhi is the capital, New Delhi. Coming from here, that is Iran. Tehran is the capital. Iraq, Baghdad is the capital. Then you have Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Ulaanbaatar is the capital. Sorry, Mongolia is Ulaanbaatar is capital. China is Beijing. North Korea is Pyongyang. South Korea is Seoul. Japan is Tokyo. Okay, in this way. Then you have Myanmar is Naypyidaw. Bangladesh is Dhaka. Then Bhutan is Thimphu, Nepal is Kathmandu, Sri Lanka is Colombo or Sri Jayawardhanapura Kotte, Maldives is Malé. Okay, Maldives is Malé. So these are the some countries and capital. Then you have Singapore as a capital. Malaysia is Kuala Lumpur is the capital. Then Vietnam is Hanoi. Okay, then Laos is Vientiane. Thailand is Bangkok. Cambodia is Phnom Penh. Okay, like this you have to know the capital of the each and every country for this examination, especially AFCAT, INET, and ACC. If you are preparing for SSB, you need to know what are the political and economic scenario of that particular country from. For example, Afghanistan. There is a peace deal between US and Taliban. Okay, so you should talk about this US and Taliban peace deal. So what is meant by Taliban? Are they a political organization or are they a terrorist organization? This you have to talk about. Okay, so this is what all about. Okay, next is very, very important. Suppose if this is India and China, so what are the borderline? Suppose if I talk about India and Pakistan, okay, India and Pakistan have a borderline that is Radcliffe line. Okay, Radcliffe line. These are the question asked in your SEC or NDA or all this examination. And suppose if I talk about India and China, okay, India and China has McMahon line. Okay, McMahon line. So this is how the border lines you have to keep in mind. There is one more line that is called as Sir Creek line. This is between India and Pakistan, and that is a dispute in Gujarat area. Okay, that is a dispute between India and Pakistan. That is Sir Creek line. So this is how you have to keep in mind. Suppose in Asia, if I talk, you can see here North Korea and South Korea. Okay, North Korea and South Korea. The borderline between North Korea and South Korea is 38 parallel line. Okay, the borderline between North Korea and South Korea is 38 parallel line. Okay, next, if you see the countries here, the very important countries are South Asian country. Okay, South Asian country. Suppose, for example, Brunei. Okay, many candidates they forget to learn the capital of this country, Brunei. Then you have Vietnam. Vietnam is very important. Then you have a very important country, that is Cambodia. Okay, then Thailand. Okay, these countries, as I told you, in ACC they will ask you which country is called as land of elephant. Answer is Thailand. But in other examination they'll ask you the capital. But for SSB they'll ask you what are the political scenarios. Okay, so here you should remember what is the issue in South China Sea. South China Sea is very important from SSB point of view. Then what is 9 dotted lines? Okay, 9 dotted lines, this is important. Okay, and then you should know about the various exercises. Okay, various military exercises, what is happening between India and Australia. India and Australia is having Aussie index. Okay, Aussie index is an exercise between the Navy of India and Australia. So in this way you have to keep in mind how many countries passes through 23.5 degree north. 23.5 degree north, that is Tropic of Cancer. That is Tropic of Cancer. So this is how you have to keep in mind how many countries passes, what it is. Sometimes they will ask you in exam or in interview. Okay, moving on to North America. As I told you, there is a country that is Canada, then you have US, and then you have Mexico in the main continent, and rest of the countries are like Cuba. The capital of Cuba is Havana. Okay, then you have Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, then there are a lot of other countries. And as I told you, the physical map, you have Appalachian Mountain, and then you have Rockies Mountain in North America. Okay, so coming back to this country, Canada. Okay, what is happening in politically, or what is happening in economical way? US, who is the president there? Okay, what is going to happen in 2020? There will be a new election. Okay, so what is happening in Mexico? The capital of Mexico is Mexico City. Mexico City. It is very easy to remember some of the countries and capital. If you start preparing for this right now, you can get an idea. If you have any idea or any doubt, you can just message us on 7598486430. Okay, we will get back to you and clear your doubt in any other subject. Coming to the South America, very important. You have countries like Brazil, then you have countries like Argentina, then you have countries like Colombia, then you have countries like Venezuela, then you have countries like Peru. Okay, then you have countries like Chile, then you have countries like Paraguay, then Uruguay. Okay, there are a lot of other countries also. You can just go and check. Okay, so Brazil, Brasilia, Argentina is Buenos Aires, Colombia is Bogota, Venezuela is Caracas, Peru is Lima, Chile is Santiago. Okay, in this way you should know the capitals and what is happening here. See, when it comes to Brazil, Brazil is a member of BRICS nation. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So Brazil plays a very important role because this 26th Jan, the president of Brazil was the chief guest for the Republic Day parade. So this also you have to keep in mind. Okay, now what are the economical scenario? These are all questions asked in your examinations. Okay, next, if you go to Europe, like last time there was a news on Brexit. Okay, Brexit was in a hot topic, talked everywhere. What will happen to the European Union? Okay, European Union is an international organization. So what is happening here? So this all thing you have to keep in mind. Okay, going to next, you should know what is happening in France. Okay, in France there was a movement called as yellow vest movement. Okay, yellow vest movement, something like that. Okay, suppose if you are a candidate preparing for NDA examination, you should know what is mean by French Revolution. Okay, you should know what is French Revolution, what happens in the three estates, estate number 1, estate number 2, and estate number 3, and what happens with the tennis court and all those things. Okay, coming to Germany, then you have Germany. The capital of Germany is Berlin. Okay, capital of Germany is Berlin. What happens during World War One? What happens during World War Two? Okay, and what happens during Cold War? Okay, there was East Germany. Okay, there was East Germany and West Germany. There was a wall between them. After demolishing this wall in 1989, there was unity and all those things, past history. So this is what happens with each and every country here. Then you have something called as Spain. Then you have something called as Poland. Okay, what is the specialty of this? And keep one thing in mind: Europe is the only continent which does not have desert. Okay, Europe is the only continent which does not have desert. And so these are the questions asked in your examination, in your ACC or other examination. You have to be careful with the countries and capital. For SSP people, they will ask you what is the current scenario or day-to-day news. And here we are with a very interesting continent, that is Africa. Here you can see Sahara Desert, and here this is countries like Mali, Chad, Sudan. Every time from Africa, there will be a news of some dictator to be attacked. Okay, dictator, there will be some dictator who will be attacked. For example, if I talk about Libya, okay, Libya, there was a dictator called as Muammar Gaddafi. Okay, Muammar Gaddafi. And this Gaddafi ruled Libya for more than 47 years. And after these 47 years, he was killed by the joint action taken by the NATO forces. Okay, then if you take a country like Egypt, in Egypt also there was uprising. Then you have countries like Yemen. Even now, still this Yemen is in trouble. Then you have countries like Somalia. Okay, Somalia is a country which is called as like Horn of Africa. Okay, Horn of Africa. And what is the news here every time? There is a news about the pirates. Okay, there is news about the pirates every time. And nowadays pirates have been reduced. And now capital of Somalia is Mogadishu. Okay, in this way you have to keep in mind each and every country. For example, here if I talk about Ethiopia, okay, Ethiopia, the capital of Ethiopia is Addis Ababa. Kenya is Nairobi. Here you can see Lake Victoria, and from here I told you there is a river flowing here and it goes and meet with Mediterranean Sea. This place which you can see, the Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea, here you can see a lake or a kind of water body. Here there are like clusters of lake which together call it as Suez Canal. Suezcanal, Suez Canal, which has reduced the distance traveling from Europe to Asia to near about 7,000 kilometers. Near about 7,000 kilometers distance has been reduced from Europe to Asia. Okay, so now here Egypt is called as Gift of Nile. The capital of Egypt is Cairo. Okay, and here if you and here Egypt is playing very important role with India, because during Cold War we have started something called as NAM, non-alignment movement. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. Okay, so here you have country that is South Africa. South Africa is also very important because of the BRICS nation, which we have an important agreement. And here South Africa, you have a person called as Nelson Mandela. Okay, Mandela. Nelson Mandela is a Nobel Prize Peace winner, and he is also a Bharat Ratna winner. He is also Bharat Ratna winner. Questions in AFCAT and INET are specially focused on Nelson Mandela and his autobiography, that is My Long Walk to Freedom. My Long Walk to Freedom. So this is what his autobiography is all about. Okay, so this is Africa. You need to know the countries and capital in detail, because sometimes they will ask you. And always just focus on the current affairs. Okay, because they are not going to ask countries and capital as they wish, because sometimes there will be news. For example, in Nigeria there is a terrorist organization called as Boko Haram. Okay, there is a terrorist organization called as Boko Haram. So what does the meaning of this Boko Haram means? Boko Haram means Western education is sin. Western education is sin. So this is what the meaning of it is. Okay, and this is what you have to focus on. Coming to this Oceania, here you have a country that is Australia. Okay, this is an island nation. Here you have New Zealand. The capital of New Zealand is Wellington. The capital of Australia is Canberra. Okay, so these are all the Oceania country. Then here there are like Nauru. This is the smallest country in the world. Okay, the smallest country in the world. And what is the capital? Nauru itself. Okay, the capital of it country is the Nauru itself. So this is what is very very important from this countries and capital point of view. If you take Australia, you have a desert there. Okay, and in northern part of Australia, here if you see this coral sea, you can see this coral sea. Here you can see Great Barrier Reef. Okay, here you can see Great Barrier Reef. This is very important because this plays a very important ecological balance. Okay, ecological is, suppose if 2 degree rise in the water temperature, this Great Barrier Reef will fade away. lot of organizations will die there. Okay, so this is what is happening here, global warming. Okay, so I hope that you got an idea about the world capital countries, and this may be helpful for your examination in NDA, CDS, and AFCAT, and all other examination like ACC. Okay, AFCAT and ACC, and even for your SSP, it will be very, very important. We will make special videos on each and every countries and each and every geographical feature. If you haven't joined our group in WhatsApp, please do go and check in the description box. We have given the link. Please do click it and join our group. If you haven't subscribed our channel, please do subscribe our channel and share it to your friends so that it will be helpful for them to prepare for SSB in sitting home itself. You can WhatsApp us on 7598486430 for any doubt clarification. See you next time with new video. Jai Hind.